Topic about Liam Payne. Now, yesterday we did talk a bit about the Building the Band competition series that he apparently recorded back in August, they said, for Netflix. It was him, Kelly Rowland, and Nicole Scherzinger are the mentors. And then sitting as the host is AJ McLean. I also gave some ideas on like, okay, since now Liam Payne is no longer with us and they decided to go into a second season, who would be a good choice to come in and be the possible new judge to sit alongside Kelly and Nicole? I was thinking it was either Lance Bass or JC Chazé, especially since JC is currently working on his sophomore album after 20 years of Schizophrenic. And I'm sitting there like, sir, what the hell took you so long? Because I always love me some JC Chazé. And that is, in my opinion, an underrated gem of an album. A lot of people slept on that record. But anyway, so they basically was talking about how he's unfit for Netflix's Building the Band, and was saying that basically that he was in the best state at the time when he was working on. I was like, why can't I pull up? This is annoying me again. So now I was like, we were in a. Oh, I think I might have figured something out. But anyway, so let me see. I'm gonna pull it up. The photo is what I was trying to pull up, but I had like an itch in my forehead. I forgot to tell y'all everything. Okay, so it said Liam Payne, as you know, according to page 6, they basically were saying that. So Liam Payne said he OD'd and had to be resuscitated at least once while in the grip of drug addiction. This is what multiple sources tell page 6. The tragic One Direction star who fell to his death off a hotel balcony in Argentina on October 16th while apparently under the influence of drugs, because they said that he also fainted before he fell over. Said that he had OD'd a few years ago, a close source reveals. Another senior music insider said they had been told Payne had OD'd at least twice in the past. A close source who had known the singer since his days in the chart-topping British group told how Payne's friends and former colleagues were so shocked when his manager signed him up for the Netflix show, Building the Band, alongside Nicole Scherzinger and Kelly Rowland, as he was just out of rehab. His manager pushed him to do the show, and there were a lot of worried text exchange between us. This is what the source said, saying we were shocked. There was no way he was in any shape to do this. Well, now y'all gonna have me dissecting when I watch the damn show. Y'all gonna really have me up in there, just like watch it real close, as to like, so is he in the good and is he in the best condition to be doing this sort of thing? So, or like if I could tell if he nodding off a little bit or whatever the case was, like, you know, any kind of edits that they would have. So I don't know. So now with y'all putting this out there, y'all gonna really have me analyzing hard watching the show whenever it decides to air. So they basically said that Liam had in the last few months become very isolated by a new group of people away from those who cared for him and who've been trying to help him for a long time. Now, as page 6 revealed, Payne, who was just 31 at the time of his death, was being looked after by a new manager who had inserted himself into his life and wanted him to go back on tour. And that's the worst. When you have somebody who's new that infiltrates your inner circle and does not know the triggers of the client or how to handle certain situations, then they're going to push you to do, because they feel like their job is, oh, I'm the manager, so I got to get you back out on the road. I got to get you back to work. But it's like, so it didn't dawn on you in your brain to like give him at least a couple of weeks to get his bearings. I don't know how long it should take for someone to take time off out of rehab before they're ready to get back to work. I guess whenever they say that they're ready. But by the time they say I'm ready to go, after me getting out of rehab, you should have a bunch of things lined up for your client to just get to getting, and not being like, less than 48 hours, I'm out of rehab, and then you sit up here going, well, I got this gig for you, and it's good money. So they also said that in the months before his tragic death, Payne had moved in with his girlfriend, Kate Cassidy, who was since revealed that they were planning to get married and talked about their future together. She had left Argentina just 2 days before his accident. Now, the source also added that Payne's life had sadly gone downhill after 1D went on hiatus back in 2015, and he had been dealing with drug addiction for several years. Saying he was heartbroken and never really recovered, the source added. He was lost without his brothers, referring to bandmates Niall Horan, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, and Zayn Malik. And I was wondering too, I was like, you know what, maybe they can replace him with Zayn, but some people would feel like that would be ultimately disrespectful that, oh, you go from one direction or to another. So, Payne had filmed the Netflix show earlier this year and had continued texting with Scherzinger, currently starring on Broadway and getting rave reviews and standing ovations, with Sunset Boulevard. And I remember, I think Felix or somebody brought it up in the chat that, I think it was Felix. We basically said that Nicole did, when she was promoting Sunset Boulevard, that she said that her and Liam were texting and having conversations, and she said some nice things basically about him. So they probably had some sort of a connection, and she probably was looking at him as, even though they're close in age, well, not really. She's 15 years older than him, I believe. She's like 45 and he's 31. So with her experience in Hollywood and them having the connection of her being in a girl group, him being in a boy band, and the fact that they connected on that level and that they could speak on certain things, they probably had a much deeper connection in that sense. So they also said that the pair first met in 2010 when she was that was another thing. She was also an X Factor judge, who formed One Direction. So there's a bit of a mothering mentorship type of vibe there. So them getting back together was like, look, he had it both ways. She was she helped form One Direction. He got to knock up Cheryl Cole, who was a judge on the X Factor. Now, they said it's not yet known what will happen to the next Netflix show footage. So I'm really hoping that the show does happen. I definitely would like to see this show and see what happens with it, and Liam get the proper respect and all this other stuff that he deserves, because I feel like, you know what, all the tragedy aside, I love the concept of like a boy band putting a group together and people who actually were in the trenches are behind this, as I said yesterday, rather than a Simon Cowell Svengali type who ain't never sang, never danced, don't know what it's like to be under the pressure of being a pop star. That we have people who've been in the trenches that understand that world, that are coming in with a different sense of creativity and helping put this band and stuff together. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? It's sad to hear this tea regarding Liam. Hopefully, once they're done with all their autopsies and stuff, this boy could finally rest in peace and things of that nature. But yeah, I definitely want to hear your thoughts. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.